what if the person you're obsessed with suddenly became obsessed with you? And not because they chose to, but because you made them. That's the question at the heart of obsession. And trust me, the answer is far darker than you'd expect. Yeah, if you enjoy honest, thoughtful film breakdowns like this one, hit subscribe. Yeah, we talk about films worth your time at reviews of films. Now, on paper, Obsession sounds like it could be a silly, forgettable little indie. A guy buys a $7 wish-granting twig from a gift shop, snaps it, and the girl he's been quietly pining for suddenly can't get enough of him. You'd be forgiven for rolling your eyes, but here's the thing, the premise is almost beside the point. What makes this film genuinely remarkable isn't the setup, it's everything that happens inside it. Curry Barker, the 26-year-old Alabama-born director behind this film, is primarily known for his comedy sketches on YouTube. Like, his channel has millions of followers, and if you've seen his content, you'd probably never guess he had something like this in him. Because Obsession isn't a comedy, I had the lowest Yark. Rather, it's not just a comedy. It's a horror film with the emotional intelligence of a drama, the dark humor of a midnight movie, and a beating moral core underneath all of it. Barker wrote and directed this as his feature debut, and it's the kind of first film that makes you sit up straight and pay attention. The story follows Bear, a young man so deep in his own feelings for a girl named Nikki that he can't even get the words out when she's standing right in front of him. We meet him rehearsing his confession alone, nervous and completely endearing. He loses her necklace. He wanders into a gift shop trying to make it right. He finds a small wooden box labeled One Wish Willow, priced at $7, and instead of keeping the wish for himself, his plan is to give it to Nikki, let her make the wish, feel the magic, and maybe, just maybe, feel something for him in return. It's genuinely sweet. And then he cracks it himself, wishing she would love him more than anyone else in the world, and everything goes sideways immediately. The moment that twig breaks, Nikki is no longer entirely Nikki. Something else moves in alongside her. The film calls this version Freaky Nikki, and from that point forward, Mexican-American actress Inde Navarrette gives one of the most committed, physically unhinged, and quietly terrifying performances you'll see this year. She goes from warm and grounded to something deeply off in the space of a single scene, and watching her navigate the line between those two states is mesmerizing. The way she uses her face, the wrong smile at the wrong moment, the stillness that shouldn't be still. It gets under your skin in a way that stays with you. If you ask me, she's the reason this film has traveled as far as it has. What Freaky Nikki represents when you think about it is the logical conclusion of what Bear actually asked for. He didn't ask for love. He asked for possession, and the film is smart enough to treat that distinction seriously, the version of Nikki that clings to him, that nails the door shut with packing tape so he can't leave, that prepares a funeral for his dead cat in the middle of the kitchen, and then makes him a sandwich with it. That thing is not love. It's a curse. And the film understands that the person who cast the curse had good intentions, which somehow makes everything worse. There's a scene where Bear calls the customer service number printed on the wish box. It sounds absurd when I describe it, and it is, but it's also one of the most quietly brilliant choices in the film. A complaint hotline for supernatural occurrences, staffed by someone patiently taking notes, has no right to work as well as it does. But it does, because Barker has thought through the internal logic of his world carefully enough that even the comedy lands with weight behind it. The idea that Nikki's possession occasionally glitches, that her real self breaks through in static bursts like a bad signal, is framed through the same lens. These aren't just quirky touches. They're the film being consistent about what it's actually saying. That when you take away someone's free will, you haven't built a relationship. You built a trap, and both people are inside it. The supporting characters, Ian and Sarah, are drawn with clear moral outlines. Ian is Bear's closest friend, greedy in ways he doesn't fully acknowledge. Sarah is jealous in ways she refuses to examine. The film doesn't labor the point, but it pays both of them off exactly the way you'd expect a film this precise to do. Freaky Nikki finds them, and that's the end of them. There's a kind of dark Old Testament satisfaction to it. What the film saves for its final act, though, is something more complicated. Bear, shattered by what's happened, decides he can't undo any of it. He swallows a fistful of pills, he changes his mind. He's trying to purge the damage when Freaky Nikki finds the wish box and snaps it herself. The next thing we know, there are two of them, and Bear, just as blank and devoted and gone as she is, and then Nikki speaks to him in the words Jack Torrance used in The Shining, forever and ever and ever and ever. Barker isn't being subtle about the reference, and he doesn't need to be. It lands. The film's final image is Nikki, the real Nikki, left alone in a room with 3 bodies. The entity that wrote her out has gone. What she's left with is everything that happened while it was here. Navarrette plays this moment without a word, and it's devastating. Obsession is not a perfect film. It's an indie with a limited budget and some rough edges, but it is a film that knows exactly what it wants to say, executes that vision with remarkable control, and introduces 2 genuine talents. Yeah, a director with instincts well beyond his years, and a performer who absolutely should be on everyone's radar. You know, like the horror genre has been in a strong run for the better part of a decade now. This one adds something real to that conversation. Don't miss it.